this just in. Once again, Hasbro has done something that they said they were going to do, and people are upset. What's up, nerds? It's your boy. It's 8:19 in the morning. It is the 5th day of October in the year of our Lord Steve the Cat 2023. Hopefully you're getting all your spookies on. It is a lovely fall morning here, though there's a lot of construction and chainsawing going on, so I don't know whether you'll be able to hear me or not. So last night, the news broke that Wizards of the Coast / Hasbro is doing something else dumb. And people are in shock. What? How dare they? And Hasbro's response was, we told you we're going to do this. And people are like, what? How dare you do something you told us you were going to do? We're upset. So what is this week stupid is? This week's stupid is that they've decided that Random House is no longer going to be distributing D&D and D&D products. It's Penguin Random House. Now, why? What do you care? What is D&D products that Penguin Random House distribute, and who would that affect, if anybody? Well, that would be mainstream bookstores and mainstream big box. So these guys. Yeah. So everybody who goes to Barnes & Noble for their D&D clubs or their board gaming clubs or to get their D&D stuff, gone. They're not going to do it anymore. Why? We don't know. They didn't say. But that's okay, because Alliance, who we know overcharges people, Diamond, who we know overcharges people, GTS, who we know overcharges people, Asmodee, who is in Europe, are still going to be able to distribute their products to the FLGSs that can afford their prices, because we know how much Wizards of the Coast actively supports for the local game stores like Cess Games and Anime or North Coast Role Playing or Around the Table. But if you wanted to walk into, say, a Target or a Barnes and Noble or a Steve's bookstore and say, "Hey, do you have Planescape for D&D 5th edition?" They're going to look at you and go, "Nope, no, we don't, because our distributor isn't doing it anymore." Yeah, but that was don't worry, you'll still be able to buy stuff from Amazon and directly from Wizards of the Coast. But if you're looking to get your physical copies of D&D products at anything like, where people normally get their stuff, D&D product, Barnes and Noble or Target or whatever, well, yeah, it's gonna be gone. I guess once the warehouses are empty, that's it. They're not going to reorder. They're not going to reprint. They're not going to fulfill any contracts. Friendly local game stores won't be able to order, except having to go through the middleman. And you, mom and dad, can't walk into the bookstore and go, "Hey, my son or daughter really is into this D&D thing. Do you have a book about it?" Because holidays are coming up, and they're going to go, "No, we don't." And they're going to go, "Well, can you order me one?" And they're going to go, "Yeah, I suppose I could order you one through Alliance, but it'll take a really long time, and I'll have to charge you double." And then they'll go, "Well, then I'll just order it from Amazon." And the Barnes & Noble will go, "Oh, yeah, okay, that's a couple $100 we won't make. Thanks, Amazon." Now, this comes as a shock to people, even though Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro on their site announced it at the beginning of September. And, of course, announced it every year when they release their plans for the year and put their calendar up for what they're going to do and, talk about, "Hey, this is what we're going to do this year. We hold this twice a year thing when we have this Hasbro PulseCon where we come out and tell you guys what we're going to do." And then you get upset. I don't know. I mean, what more do you want from us? Do you want us to go to your house and tell you what we're going to do? I mean, them being stupid should not surprise anybody, since they tell you what they're going to do. And if you're upset because they're doing something that they told you they were going to do, that's on you. I tell you guys this shit every week, and you don't pay attention to me. And then you're like, "Oh, OGGM, you don't know what you're talking about. Hasbro would never do that." And then they do that, and then you get upset. And then I go, they told you. They literally told you they were going to do it. Why are you upset? So I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, you won't be able to get your Barnes & Noble D&D stuff anymore, but don't worry, the digital stuff will still be available on the website, or you can pay the prestige price by getting it through Amazon. Yeah, and friendly local game stores, well, they're going to continue to screw you. Yeah, I don't. Now, is there? No reason is given as to why Random House decided not to do this. Did just Hasbro decide not to renew their contract with them? Did Penguin Random House decide, oh, we're not going to want to be associated with this multi-million-dollar franchise anymore? Did Barnes and Noble and Amazon and Target go, you know what, we can't afford to continue to carry this stuff? I don't know. I don't know why. It makes no sense. That is your number one point of impact for retail sales for D&D books is Barnes and Noble and big box retail. You know, how many people walk into Barnes and Noble all the time asking about D&D and Pathfinder and shit? You know, most of the people in your town don't even know you have a game store. Should you actually have a game store? Game stores only have word of mouth unless they're, you know, make the kind of money to actually advertise. You know, so I'm saying you know too much. Blah, blah. It's hard to believe I have a degree in broadcasting, huh? Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course it makes sense. I mean, because they need to cut out the bottom line, and making books is expensive, and it's getting harder and harder to make books because trees are becoming more scarce, which means production of the books is going to become more and more expensive. Plus shipping the books from the warehouses to distribution, and then shipping the books from distribution to the Barnes and Nobles, that's getting more and more expensive. It's getting harder and harder for them to make physical books. So obviously they're going to be like, how can we cut corners? Well, why should we have this deal with Barnes and Noble where we can just put the stuff directly through our retailer and then receive 100% of the profit and charge whatever the fuck we want? And then eventually we can just stop making this stuff and make it all digital because, well, Barnes and Noble doesn't carry it anymore. So obviously it wasn't selling. So therefore it is more cost productive for us to make it digital, because digital is pretty much 100%, you know, cash. And as opposed to the amount of money we're losing every time we make a book in China, have it sit on a dock for 6 months, then be shipped from China to the States. It might show up on time, it might not. And then to go from the warehouse in the States to the various Barnes and Nobles across the country, well, that's too expensive. And it's not like anybody walks into Barnes and Nobles and looks for D&D. No, you guys get all your D&D stuff online from us, and it's going to be digital. So yeah, we win because we don't have to waste money on paper, and you win because you can pay us a monthly fee to rent the product from us. Genius. Oh, but that's not all. We've got more. We got it's going to be another Wizards of the Coast day. Yeah. I'll see y'all later.